You see, it's a chance for that though. Remember, you know what it called my attention is that Rex admitted to a body that he was not being charged with, but then the very first one in 1993, Shannon, what was her name? Shannon Gilbert. Shannon Gilbert. Which she was called, what was that? The catalyst of the case. Yeah, that she was called the catalyst is right here. She was called the catalyst of the case. So the thing is, he admits to Karen Vergata. He was not being charged with Karen Vergata's death. In 1993. I want to ask a question. When Samantha Gilbert was found, so Samantha Gilbert was discovered December 13, 2011. So I would like to say that she was probably the very, very last of his victims. I would like to say that she could be the very, very last of his victims. And he didn't admit to it. That's a problem that I have with this case. That if you admit in killing the 8th victim in 1993, that it could be your very first victim, and you admit to it when you are not being charged with, you admit to it, but you're not gonna admit on Shannon Gilbert. Her death was in the undetermined. They said that she ran into the march in a state of panic, and she died accidental drowning. Accidental drowning, just like another Kiely Rodni. They quick to use that, but then the family disagree. They contested it, and they use a whole independent forensic pathologist who determined the injuries, especially damage to the hyoid bone in her neck, were consistent with homicidal strangulation. So if you had the guilty conscience to admit to the killing of Karen Vergata, why you didn't admit to killing Shannon Gilbert too? Why, if you admitting to the death of someone that you are not charged with, why didn't you tell him, well, might as well charge me with Shannon Gilbert too? It could be your first, your very last victim. One of the biggest reasons why everything is where it's at today. Because thanks to her, it seems there was more clarity in the case far as the other victims. So that was very, her role, it was very, very important in this case, we gotta say. But I have an issue that if you admit to the death of someone that you was not charged with, why you didn't admit to Shannon Gilbert too if you are the real killer? Is big questions to ask in a type of case like this. Because you're gonna admit to killing this one particular person that happened in 1993. You let's say your very first victim. Because it seems that they making it look like you admitted to your very first victim, but you are not gonna admit your very last victim that you are also not charged with, but it has to do with the case. I have problems with that. I do have problems with that. It doesn't feel right. I could be wrong, but it doesn't feel right. It's something about it that doesn't suit right to me. Jane said, oh, what? Fresh body after he's arrested. Yes, Jane. After he was arrested, it seems like, in my opinion, that the real killer dumped a body around the same area to let the people, the world, and the cops know, like, you fucked up. In my opinion, but yes, Jane, it was a crime similar to the serial killer, the Long Island serial killer, after Rex was arrested. Yes, yes, that was very, very telling to me. Um, I don't know. It just certain things that don't feel right. You know what I mean? Okay, so Rhonda, these areas, a dumping ground. Yes, yeah, these areas became a dumping ground. Rhonda said he got away with this because he gave cops a free pass whenever they themselves needed to kill and dump a prostitute. Every single case reinvestigated seems corrupt. And you know what? I totally agree with you. I have to agree with you, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. I have to agree with you. Because it seems sloppy. It's something about me that if you know, I never studied for that. I wish I did. But it's something for me that doesn't suit well. It's like the investigative body for years were lacking the interest to resolve these cases. Again, in my opinion, until Rex pissed off someone with power. That's all I could think of. Like, we're not saying he's innocent because we're not. He admit to it. But everything surrounding his